Hello, this is 101 Mental Toughness, and I'm going to be showing you the backyard ski setup that I made yesterday. So there it is. It's about at a 25-degree angle. It at first when I went down it, it had it was kind of slow, and like we barely made it to the jump. So it wasn't that good at first, and then every time we went down it, it started getting faster. So I think it was because the little bristles, like right there, weren't basically like pointed in the right direction. They're pointing up the setup instead of down. So every time we went down there, it just basically got faster. And then we didn't have enough time, so I just poured some water on it, and then it was fine. So at first you want to pour some water on it and kind of like just break it in almost, you know, like a new baseball mitt or whatever. So I'm gonna be like basically just going over some features, like, well, not features, but like basically how I made it, just in case you're wondering, and stuff like that, because I know some people sent me a message on YouTube and just kind of asked me like how I made it, and instead of just replying to that specific person, I'm just gonna make a video. So I'm gonna start out up here with the sorry, I'll move out a little bit, with the frame. That's the first start. That's the first thing me and my dad, who helped me build it, started working on. So we at the store at Lowe's, we bought 10 8-foot 2x4s, and that was about $30. And then we cut them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6-foot pieces, and we have one of them right there. We have one right there. We have one here, 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 and there. And then, yeah, so basically six 6-foot pieces. And then my dad happened to have these smaller. These are like 2x2s kind of. They're basically square. And those are I think 7 feet, something like that, and they just 6 feet or 7 feet, you know, don't quote me on that. They go diagonal. There's one down there, and then we cut this one, and this is 3 feet, and it goes from here to here. Same thing over there. We have another one right there, and we just kind of pieced this together. We did some diagonal braces. This was just kind of a random piece. It's sort of random. We just had it lying around. We threw that in there. This right here is all pressure treated, so it's gonna hold up like in the storms, when people are like, you know, trying to push off from the landing up there down the setup. Now we'll move. I'm gonna walk up to the top. I have like a ladder. It's kind of gay coloring, you know, it's kind of weird, but I just happen to have it in my basement, so this ladder's probably like 6 feet tall, you know, whatever. Go right up it, and here's the turf up here. We put some plywood. You can kind of see we put some plywood under the turf, just to kind of distribute the weight, because you don't want to be stepping on just one of these panels, and then it'll, you know, fall, you know, step right through it. So we put some plywood in there just to distribute the weight. And these are all made out of pallets. This pallet is, I think, 6 feet 8 inches by 5 feet. No, 5 feet 8 inches by 4 feet 8 inches. And that basically gives you enough room for like a skier to like, you know, get into its bindings, or a snowboarder to sit down and strap in. So that's nice to have that extra room up here. Again, these are all made out of pallets. Even you can kind of see, like, these are pallets, all pallets down there. And I got all these pallets at the local dump. Like, you can get them at, I guess you could find them at like a junkyard, maybe your, you know, aunt has some, or your uncle or whatever. And I just found them at the dump, and we like made out with a bandit with those. Yeah. So I put pallets all the way down, and I'll get to how I supported them. Yeah, so walking down, set up. The next thing we started to build is this bottom frame. That's kind of the second most important thing in the whole setup to stabilize it. That my dad used some more like 2x4s, because remember we bought 10 8-foot 2x4s, and he used some of that. Also, we had some scraps from the other ones that we cut up there, and we put those in, and we put some 2x4s right there, there, across, you know, and put some diagonal braces. Like, we used these thinner ones, like I was saying, and just kind of piece that together. And you gotta make sure you make triangles, and because that's the strongest way. Put some diagonal braces. That's pretty much the best way to make it. And then I took a pallet, and I think, just so you know, this right here, I believe, is 1 foot 9 inches. Like that part right there, the one that my finger's on, is 1 foot 9 inches. Basically, off this piece right there. Maybe write that down. This is 3 feet, I'm gonna say. Just to make the right angle. That required some measurements. It wasn't just a random, like, throwing it together. And yeah, and then I just put the pallet on there, and basically it was just sitting like this was there, and then the upper piece, and there's nothing connecting it. And then I went to Lowe's again and got 2 10-foot 2x4s. This is it right there. Goes all the way up until right there, and that just basically we nailed into this, and up there, same with this piece all the way down there. And then we just set 2 pallets. I believe the pallets are 3 foot 3 inches by 4 feet. 3 feet 3 inches by 4 feet. That's the dimensions of the pallets. Just so if you want to make it exactly like mine. And you just laid that basically across. Put another one up here, and then put some nails in. Nailed them to the 2x4, and we got that. And then down here, I put some hinges, attaching the pallets. So, you can see the hinge right there. Put it on every pallet. There's 3 pallets that hinge. This is a smaller pallet that I'm using for the jump, but I hinged all the pallets so you can adjust. Like, say the jump's not at a right angle, it's not working for you, you can pull it up, and maybe adjust its height and whatnot. And after you're done using it, you can just basically fold this all up, which is pretty cool. And you know, if you can fool around with it, you can put some logs right under here, adjust the and you can just fool around with it all day. Put that back. And yeah, and about the turf, I bought 40 feet of Astroturf, and when I was looking at the setups online, it kind of confused me, because I was like, there's a bunch of different types of Astroturf, so I was like, what one do I get? Like, what one will be right? And basically, what you want to do for that is, at Lowe's, there is 2 different types, and one was like basically $6 a square foot. No, linear foot, $6 a linear foot, and it's more expensive than this kind, which is $4 a linear foot. And the more expensive kind is more for like turf, like baseball fields or something a little more rugged. Like if you want to make basically like a whole yard of turf, that's what you would use. This is for like maybe like an outdoor deck, kind of like we'd put it over there on our deck, or you know, whatever. So this is cheaper and a little less rugged, but that for specifically a backyard ski or snowboard setup, that's exactly what you would want. And yeah, so I bought 40 feet of that. The turf all came out to $60 total for the turf, which I thought was pretty good. That's actually a pretty good deal for turf, you know. So, and then I used I had them cut it into 3 10-foot pieces. Like you can kind of see it overlaps right up there and right there. And they're I had 3 10-foot pieces of turf on the runway, or the actual setup, and then I had one leftover 10-foot one, which you want because you want to be able to make a landing. So I cut these 2 up into 2 5-foot pieces of turf. That's a little folded right there. But yeah, there's 2 5-foot pieces of turf, and I use that for the landing. You know, you're going off a thing, there's like a little rail right here, jib, and then the landing's about like right here. So the landing's probably 10 or 12 feet or 8 feet like from the lip of your setup, depending on how long your rail or jib is. And yeah, so I'm really stoked on how this came out. It's the thing up here, I'm gonna warn you, is this at first was kind of sturdy, and basically all I can do to help that is put some more diagonal bracing. The rest of the setup basically almost holds itself together, because this is kind of balancing it. So I think it will definitely hold up. And then also, we put it near the swing set, and we nailed it into the swing set, and that's kind of holding it there. We also put some blocks under it to stabilize it, because you know, this is mulch right here, so it's not you know, the most solid area, but we kind of made it work with some just extra 2x4s we had lying around right in there, and we kind of pull it together. You're gonna want to have spend the time to really fool around with it until it works, because you're gonna be like really frustrated when you go there to sesh it for your first time and you know it doesn't work. So I had my friend come over with his skis and try it out, poured some water on it, just kind of figured it out at first, and basically now, once I get my skis fitted to my, I'm running to 15 minutes right now, so I'm gonna have to speed up, but once I get my, so this is the setup. Hope you liked it. I have 7 seconds left on YouTube's limit, and bye.